Morning, girls. How are we doing? We're back here with Chantel Marie, Foodie the Beauty, Beauty of the Miriam of the Reverse, and this is the truth about my parents' ages. ... You are like a food mukbang. Oh, I'm so happy-go-lucky, teehee. Do you want to see my couple vlogs? You're that channel. What is this? Like, are you just like fully accepting at this point that just like no one watches you for your fake relationship that no one buys, for your amazing in-depth food knowledge of pasta, yum, pizza, yum, hot pot, yum. No one's watching for that. People are just watching you to be a fucking train wreck because now you're here arguing about if your fucking dad's a pedo. It's so weird. Like, I've heard this rumor, okay, I mentioned it on like a live stream I think I did, where I'd heard that FFG had made this accusation, but apparently it's not true because FFG was incorrect with the dates, which in my opinion, you should certainly be aware of the dates before you make an accusation like this, because I think this is a very serious accusation. And unfortunately, it's an accusation that gets thrown around way too much online. Like, just in general, I remember people used to say that about Boogie all the time, and I actually say, people like, look, I think he's a fucking creep, but I don't think he's a pedo, you know? Would I trust him around my kid? No, but I do not think he's a pedophile. So I guess that's just kind of where we are in the girl world cycle now, where she's just being roundly accused. Like I said, I don't know why she's addressing this when she's trying to portray herself as this happy-go-lucky Muslim revert. I'm just here about love and Allah and couples vlogging and everything. Then why are you making this video? Like, just ignore it. Like, just ignore it or address it just in, like, a community tab post like you usually do. But then I guess she made a community tab post. I want to just say, you should do this as a video for at least a little bit of clicks. Even though her clicks are the lowest I think they've been, like, ever. They're really genuinely shockingly bad. Let's go.
Well, hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Got my jilbab on and I'm ready to talk.
You rotate, so you like jiggled all the way up and in there. I wonder, like, does she say that right? Because I don't know how it's pronounced. And anytime she says anything in Arabic, I just go like, that's probably wrong.
All right. So.
Also, you've been wearing that for like 5 days, haven't you? This isn't even unusual.
I'm making this video because, due to popular belief, which is wrong.
Due to popular belief that my dad's a pedo. Why would you say that? Why would you say that? Maybe just don't. I'm sorry. It's so fucking weird. Also, like, I'm sorry. Like I said, I don't know the full details of it, but I'm pretty sure this rumor came because of her, because she kept lying and changing her story about her childhood, which she is known to do, because I think the whole, like, tumble dryer thing came from, maybe not her the Mana See You Next Tuesday person, but, like, her dad being, like, an alcoholic, her mom being a whore, you know, all those stuff she pretends to be really upset about. Like, that all came from her. So, maybe just stop talking about your family, and then eventually people will stop talking about them too.
I just want to clarify a few things about my birth, my upbringing, and...
She's writing a new fucking chapter in the Quran here. She's a second coming of Allah.
Yeah, that's about it, I guess. I just want to clarify, you know, I have a lot of new people, and people...
Okay. You have a lot of new people. I literally just mentioned that her video counts are probably like one of the lowest they have ever... I can't remember the last time one of her videos even got double digits. Like, bro, that's embarrassing. I just got so many new people. All these people are here to watch me be a happy Muslim revert, losing weight and saving my life on going traveling with my beautiful husband. He's half as mad if you don't know. No, for all you new people, no, my dad is not a pedophile. It's like, thanks. With the Quran reading or something.
People like to make things up on the internet, so here's the actual true story coming from, you know, somebody who actually lived this, not from...
Did you live it? How well do you know your dad? do you know how old your dad actually is? Because apparently you don't know how old your half-brothers are. You've no idea, because you consistently repeated that they were children, even though apparently they are adults.
People who have no idea what they're talking about.
No idea.
And you know what? I probably wouldn't even address this, but whatever. It's extra money, right? So, all right. So I've been seeing a lot of comments, and I know where they're coming from. Okay.
When she said about the extra money thing, I guess she wasn't kidding, because we're a minute and a half into this, and literally nothing's happened so far. I wonder how many mid-roll you see get. I don't know if I'd ever treat arguing that my dad isn't a pedo. I don't know if I'd ever treat that as a... well, it's a bit of extra money if I make a video and talk about this. It's like... see the way you, like, try to pretend that you were upset, and that's why you said FRT's mom is dead, and that's great, and you love it, and she's warm food, and you hope effigy dies too. Remember when you did all that? And your whole claim behind it was because you just desperately love your family so much because you're such a big-hearted, warm-hearted, loving person. It doesn't really work then the next time when you're talking about your parents. You're like, well, might as well monetize this.
Talking about that, my dad and my mom, my dad basically preyed on my mother because my mother was underage. My mom was way younger than my dad. Okay. Yada, yada, yada. All right. So I actually did the math on a calculator based on their birth dates. Okay. So
she makes it sound way more complicated than it actually is. They even got a calculator. Fantastic.
So what happened was my mom and my dad went to the same high school. They were high school sweethearts.
Okay.
I think they met when she was 16, maybe, yeah, 16, and he was 18. I don't know. You know, I think that's...
See, I think that's already a bit weird, but maybe it's because I'm still, like, kind of a younger guy. So, like, I remember when we were in, like, for us, it's secondary school. American's gonna be high school. I still remember there's a guy in our year who started dating a girl, like, 2 years below him. So that would be about that age range, you know, they said... And we all took the piss out of it. We all thought he was a fucking loser. Because, like, can you not get a girl our age? Why are you going down? You know? Yeah, I think at the time we were, like, maybe, like, 16 and they were 14 or something like that. And everyone was just like, oh, so are you just a loser? Can you not get a 16-year-old girlfriend? You know, because at that point, no one was like, this isn't like if you're like a 40-year-old weirdo and you're just like, oh, I want a 20-year-old girlfriend so I feel young. It's not like you're like 16 and you're just like, why are you going for like a 14-year-old girl? They're like less developed. You're wanting a girl with like boobs and stuff like that at that age because you're a guy. So surely you'd want an older girl who's more developed. Like, that's just how it always was. It's why, like, it's like young guys go like, oh, I remember my teacher, she was really big boobs. Because like, guys want like a more developed woman at that age.
Around the age that she was. I'm pretty sure that's what she said. But anyway, 16, 18. So she was...
What an amazing defense we've got so far. Sorry, I'm just kind of like picking at something here in the background. What an amazing defense we have so far. Which is just like, she was like, I don't know, 16, maybe, I don't know. This is literally the crux of the entire argument. And you're just like, she was like, fuck, I don't know, an age. She was like some age that was maybe 16. Or, I don't know. And he was also, I don't know, some age. It's like, this is literally the point of this.
My mom's birthday is November 16th, 1966.
Okay.
And my dad...
I'm literally trying to picture in my head. Look at her trying to think of this. Like, I'm sorry. Apparently your dad abandoned you when you were very, very young. Do I think that you actually know his personal information? I don't know. I actually think it's more likely that Kiwi Farms would know it than you would.
Was born March 17th, 1964.
This is the woman who literally said she just used a calculator, but she's struggling to remember the dates. You just typed them into a calculator. Surely you should know.
Why people are looking up my dad's birthday, I have no idea. Why people...
Did you have to look up your dad's birthday? It sounds like you did.
...are obsessing about my conception story, I have no idea. But I guess when you lack content and you lack morals, that's what happened.
You're literally trying to monetize the rumor that your dad's a pedo. Can you not talk about lacking content and lacking morals? You're the one specifically saying, I might as well make a video about it. It's more money for me, isn't it? Okay. I don't know if that's how you sleep at night. Work away.
So, my dad was literally a year and 5 months older than my mom.
I don't need a calculator to know that's not true. What you just said there, that's not like true. Like at all. Like I'm sitting there thinking in my head, it's like it's closer to like 2 years. it's closer to 2.5 years, isn't it? I'm literally trying to picture it in my head. It's like 2 years and 4 months or something like that, isn't it? Okay. Outstanding. How did that calculator work out?
And my mom had me at 17 in March 28th of 1984.
Okay. 1984, so your dad was like 19 at the time. He was just about to turn 20.
Alhamdulillah. And
yeah, ham especially. I'm sorry. Like, the trying to pretend to be smug and above this when you're so annoyed that you had to make this video, it doesn't work.
And, I never would have imagined that me being born would have pissed so many people off, but here we are. So...
You're the one who spent the last 5 days crying and raging and eating yourself to death. I don't realize I'm leaving apart. It upset so many people. The only thing that's upsetting is your own heart. Calm down.
Then, in November of 1984, she would have turned 18.
Uh-huh.
So my dad would have been 20. He would have turned 20 in March.
Yeah.
So my mom was 18.
Uh-huh.
That year that I was born, she turned...
So she wasn't. Your mom was born in November, and you were born in February. So your mom was only 17 and like 3 months at that time. I said none of this is like adding to pedophilia at all, by the way. However, your argument is stupid, especially when you have to lie and try and skirt it. Say, my mom was 18. Well, she was nearly 18. No, she was actually considerably closer to 17.
18, and my dad turned 20. So I'm really at a loss for words. I mean, I'm really at a loss. I really don't know. Not a loss for words, but I'm at a loss for brain cells to try to...
Well, she is fucking right for once. I'm at a loss for brain cells. Yeah, do you know what? When you're trying to boast about your calculator skills, you kind of are.
To comprehend why that matters when there's nothing illegal going on there. They're literally not even 2 years apart.
They are.
And
they're over 2 years apart. I'm at a loss of brain cells. Yep.
Yeah, I really don't know. I really don't know. I guess I just wanted to clarify that.
Why the fuck are we? There's still like 8 minutes left of this. Haven't we covered it already? Do you really want to monetize the rumor of her dad being a pedo?
I don't know why people are talking about it. I don't really care.
I often rage repeatedly in community tabs and live streams and also in this video. That's something I don't care about. It's a hobby of mine.
You know, my mom was amazing for her age.
Really?
She went through...
She was amazing, you know, for her age. Imagine just immediately taking back your own compliment. It's like you complimented someone too much, and no one can be complimented more than Chantal, because Chantal is the most person who's ever existed. So immediately, it's like she was... well, actually, no, oh, okay, well, she wasn't, like, you know, but whatever.
A lot of hardships to have me, to keep me, and I was always much loved, and...
Clearly not. I'm sorry, you don't get, like, this ridiculous addiction to food, especially when you blame your mom for it, because you said, oh, my mom would just send me over to my granny's, I'd be stuck in front of a TV just eating the whole time, and that's more than likely where the whole thing came from. Then it doesn't imply you were much loved if this is an addiction that kind of took over your entire existence, so much so that no one's really willing to help you, and also your mom kicked you out of your house, didn't you?
And yeah, other than a few mishaps, I didn't turn out to be a miserable, hateful bee living my life.
Are you sure about that one? I'm not entirely sure. I know she's clearly saying this as an insult, but your eyes are giving away the truth. Like, look at this face. This is her trying to be like, haha, I'm dunking on the reaction channels. I'm so happy. I'm so happy I'm not a miserable, awful person. And she's just sitting staring blankly down like that.
Trying to completely drag somebody in their family every single day. Once in a while I snap. Yeah, I think you would too. If
like literally for weeks straight now.
You were
ever since you came out from
Thailand. Your family was being attacked all the time for how many years now? 3 by certain people. And now
I don't know if every single like day of those last 3 years FFG has attacked your mom, but like I don't know. I haven't watched every single live stream she's ever put out. Maybe she has.
Wanting to come up with this narrative that your dad was a predator because he was slightly older than your mom, even though they were both of legal age, both teenagers. 16 and 18 is not a big age gap, no matter how you try to...
I would still say it's kind of weird. I would. I don't particularly care. Like I said, it's... Because age of consent over here, I think it's 16. I think. I genuinely don't know, because I genuinely I don't fucking care. I'm not really going, is there any 16-year-olds I can get with? Like, so I don't really care, but like, yeah, is it within the law and all fine? Would it, if I was like a 16-year-old guy... And this girl, like, I was hanging out with, was like, oh, yeah, my boyfriend's, like, 19. He's about to turn 20. It's like, that's a bit weird. Isn't it? That's a wee bit weird. Just, like, if I was, like, a 20-year-old guy, I wouldn't be going for, like, a 16-year-old. Because, like I said, especially for guys, I feel, around that time, you kind of want someone more developed, you know? So you wouldn't really be going back for, like, a 16-year-old. It's usually later on, guys get creepier and weirder with that and want to... progressively younger and younger woman to try and make them feel younger and more, you know, I want the high school dream, just like Boogie said one time. You just wanted a high school romance. So yeah, I still think it's weird, but yeah, I don't think it's like pedophilia or anything.
Spin it, no matter how you try to, you know, weave this web of lies, it's just not a big deal. And it's a big, fat nothing burger. Just pretty much like the personality and the life of the...
Bro, you're literally going for burn here, and you have nothing. That's a sad thing. Is this the one time when you could argue Chantel is correct? That her dad isn't. You know? That is the one time she's correct. And her burn is like, yes, and then you're a big nothing. You know, it's like, I realize she's really trying to like hold back so she can try and drag us out for as long as humanly possible. But it is so, you're not showing a personality. You're not showing like, I'm burning her so bad or I'm winning so hard here. Like, I don't know. It just feels like you're deliberately trying to monetize the rumor that your dad's a pedo. That's weird.
The person making up these rumors. So,
I love she also is like too scared to mention FFG by name for some reason, even though FFG is like more popular than her. Like, you're using FFG for clout at this point. Like, why are you scared to say this person? I've never been one of those people who go like, oh, there's a person doing a thing. That vague shit bothers me so much. If I'm gonna say call you out, I'm gonna call you out directly.
Yeah, that's the story. So yeah, my mom fell in love with my dad when she was young. They were high school lovers. They were very much in love. I was conceived out of love.
Evidently not. She immediately looked, the second she said, I'm conceived out of love, that's when she looked down again, because she knows that's a bit that's not true. Because she's the one who directly said that her mom attempted to trap her dad by getting pregnant. The dad didn't want the pregnancy, and that's why he abandoned them. So, like, where's this? I was conceived out of love. No, apparently you weren't. You're conceived out of trickery.
And
which also kind of makes sense for your entire relationship structure going forwards.
Yeah, my dad, when I was younger, had a drinking issue, and
so
yeah, I don't know what to say. So what? Like, a lot of people.
So what? It's the basis of your entire existence. You know, so what? See, the reason you said so what is because you don't have an argument for it. Because yes, it is a massive negative. And people can argue it made your dad a bad person. I think the whole trying to trap him probably also argues that your mom wasn't a very good person. Neither of them, but admittedly, they are very young, which is also what the argument is really over as well, I guess. But yeah, it is a negative. It's the reason why you're the way you are. Because your dad had a drinking issue. Got with your mom, apparently. Generally, like, losers aim low. That's kind of the way I generally look at it. If you're a guy, like, you know, it's like a 19-year-old, it's like, I'm not going to go for a 19-year-old girl, I'm going to go for a much younger girl, you know, and at that age, 19 to 16 is, in my opinion, much younger, because it is like, I don't know, nearly a quarter of a lifetime difference, you know, a quarter or a fifth of a lifetime difference. It is quite a jump down at that point. It's because he's a loser and he can't get like a 19-year-old girl himself. So instead, he gets a 16-year-old girl because 16-year-old girl is like, oh, this guy might have a car. Oh, he can buy me alcohol. You know, that's seen as a status symbol. I see more as a female one, like an older boyfriend. I think it's kind of the reverse. Was a guy like who wants a younger girlfriend at that age is seen as a fucking loser. He can't get like an actual quote unquote woman to be with him. So I just don't think this is a really great argument. I don't really think she should be going for it because it's like you're complaining about people talking about your parents and making up shit about your parents. However, everything that's being made up about your parents is based on information that you have given. Maybe just stop talking about them and stop contradicting yourself. Stop shitting on them when it's convenient. Stop like saying they're the greatest people in the world when it's convenient.
People are addicts, and
yep, you know.
He eventually beat that, and he doesn't have that issue anymore. So
how do you know?
People do.
Did you ask him? Oh wait, no. Of course you didn't.
Do grow, and unlike certain people, well, grow in the wrong way. But yeah, Did
she just make a fat joke about herself in the middle of this thing, arguing about her dad being a pedo? Did she seriously just make a fat joke about herself? Why? I'm glad she's treating this seriously.
He was a person, and he was able to keep his addiction in check, and yeah, I don't know.
How do you know?
I don't really want to talk about my dad.
You probably don't, because you don't have anything to say about your dad, because you don't know your dad. This is why it's weird. I'm sorry. It's really weird that she just keeps talking about her dad, because she does talk about her dad all the time. He makes up wild stories about her dad desperately wants to reach out to her, and she's actually the one who turns him down. However, at the same time, they have a great relationship where they talk about her videos all the time, and so much so that apparently he was watching her live stream and she was telling him through her live stream to say all this absolute nonsense. It's like, just don't talk about him. He's not in your life, you know? That's how I look at things. But admittedly, I'm not like the most like a fucking family-orientated person, I guess, in the world. The whole, like, oh, blood is thicker than water. Well, for me, I just, like, don't particularly care. Like, he's not part of your life at all. Stop talking about him. Just, like, move on.
Don't bring up the families of others unless they come for me consistently over and over.
It's totally justified when I do it, but when anyone else does it, that's not justified, guys.
Calling my mom names, putting her in thumbnails.
Oh, no. Just like you did.
Just a lot of bullying. That, by the way, is against terms of service, just to remind you.
Well, you literally did it. This is why I always say about the Gorlworld stuff. There's a lot of people doing stuff to each other and then going like, hey, you did that. It's like, yeah, so did you. Stop it.
And so many other things. So many other disgusting things. Apparently...
I can't really name off the top of my head right now because, you know, stupid.
This person who made up the rumor about my dad
FFG, yeah.
said that, you know, my husband's mother's grave looked like a cat litter box.
Yeah.
And,
But it doesn't talk... But it doesn't talk about the dead, right? Yet. Okay. Well, firstly, dehumanizing is against YouTube terms of service. I say that, knowing full well I do. I make jokes kind of in that range all the time myself as well, so I don't really particularly care, you know. But when you're trying to dunk on someone, this is against terms of service. Well, literally, what you just did was against terms of service. Also, are you unaware that you look like this? Oh, look at this, what FFG looks like. You look like this. You look like that. You look like you. You can't shit on anyone's appearance. I'm sorry. That's all I have to say. Also, she's talking about her grave. She's not talking about her. She's not insulting the dead. She's saying her grave looks bad. I haven't seen the clip, so I don't know the specific context. My immediate assumption is she's probably actually insulting you guys and saying that you don't look after the grave. That's what I'm going to guess. But like I said, I haven't seen it, so I don't know.
But nothing was said first about our families. No, that's totally what I said and did. Totally out of left field. There's no reason at all.
Well, no one said it was out of left field. Like I said, I expected her to say go for it. I was shocked that it took her so long to go for insults about FFG's dead mom. Like, no one is saying it's out of left field. People are saying that it's a low blow. That. Her calling your mom ugly or your aunt ugly or uncle instead of your aunt. I'm sorry, like those compared to like, well, I'm glad your mom's fucking worm food and I hope you join her. So they are different scales.
No reason.
Weirdo.
So, yeah. So that's the story. They're pretty much the same age. There's not a huge gap like people think, you know.
They're pretty much the same age. You're like a month and a half or a week or a year or something. I don't know. My calculator, I feel, lied to me.
Trying to spin the narrative that, you know, her dad was 20. Whatever. Yeah.
You sound like you. You can't do... do you hear? She has a smoker's laugh. You have a fat laugh. You can't talk shit.
She was 18 that November. So if you do the math, just all you have to do...
actually, guys, I think you'll find she was 18 that November. It was February. She's a creature. That's all I have to say. You're an actual creature. The fact that you keep going, well, she was 18 that year. Yeah. 9 months later, actually. 9 months later, she was closer to being 16 than she was to being 18.
For the lay person is minus 1984 minus 1966 and 1984 minus 1964.
Like, it's so weird that you're being fat and leaning in here. By the way, please never fucking do this again. And you're trying to be so smug about it when you mess up your own math and think there was only a year between them. Like, you're literally saying, like, 82 and 84, what the fuck is she saying? You're literally saying that is literally 2 years apart and go, it's a year apart, guys.
Okay, and you will have yourself, unless you're trying to think, some people claim all the time that the same people who claim my scale is rigged will probably try to say that the calculator is rigged. I don't know.
You edited this afterwards. You sat down there and had to look at your own face for a while whilst you edited this. And at no point did you realize you had messed this up.
That I hacked Samsung and I rigged the calculator, whatever. So
no, I just think you're really stupid and didn't put it in correctly, which seems to be the actual case.
But for somebody to say, this is funny. This person making up
this is funny. It sounds it in your voice. It sounds like you're having a great time here. It definitely doesn't show in your eyes that you are fucking fuming.
Lie. Is also claiming that what I'm saying is not truth, but what they're saying is truth. So they literally know more about my family than...
if you're gonna say he knows more about your dad than you do, yeah, you both had the same amount of fucking contact.
I do. That is weird stalker behavior. It's just, it's so odd. I really don't know how people don't see that. And I'm pretty sure I know my own mother's age, and I'm pretty sure that anybody can just objectively do the math.
You couldn't. you apparently couldn't. Imagine being so smug and so incredibly fucking stupid at the same time. That really, I don't know, it seems like a skill. Okay,
so there was no predatory behavior going on, and they were two young people in love. People have kids even younger, sadly.
Sadly, you wish that was you. You really fucking do. You wish somehow you're trapped like the high school jock king of the prom or whatever the fuck it is Americans do. You wish you trapped that. Look at her like, longingly looking out the corner going, oh, I remember Dwight. If only I'd gotten him drunk and me gotten pregnant off him, I could have had Dwight in my life right at this moment as opposed to that fucking weird guy who plays piano all the time.
Maybe nowadays it's more uncommon for people to have kids at 17, 18, but it's probably a lot more common than you think, you know? But people nowadays are having kids later, but I just... Oh. If somebody could please comment what the point is.
I don't know, you're the one who made this video, dude. What actually is the point? Also, you haven't really, like, gone with, like, the predatory aspect of it. Like, you haven't really argued that in any way. You just said, oh, they were in love. That still doesn't mean it wasn't predatory in any way. There is still an age gap. One of them is legally considered an adult, and one of them is still legally considered a minor. Even in that context that you're talking about. I don't know what the specific age of consent is in Canada. I don't know if it's regional or anything like that. But there is still, one is legally an adult. They are 19, about to turn 20, which means they're old enough to vote and everything like that. The other one's 16. Like, they wouldn't even be old enough to drive at that point. So there is still a power imbalance. Like I said, I still don't think it's enough where I would ever call it something like that. But, like, she's not really doing a very good job of actually addressing anything.
That would be great, because I really fail to understand
why
people are coming and commenting and bringing up, you know, my dad's age versus my mom's age when I was conceived. If people are that desperate for content, there's a whole world out there, you know? I mean...
Have you ever seen it? do you want to try going and looking at that at any point? Remember the way you're a travel vlogger? Do you want to go and try and see any of that? No. Couch, and cheese. Couch and cheese. How can I forget? The two C's.
Making up lies about...
Wow. I love her burn ran out of steam so hard, she just had to put that up there because she had nothing else. If you're... There's a thingy on a world, and it's probably stuff in it, and flashcard, get a life. Because he just ran out of shit to say. Bro, out of everyone in the entire world, like, if you heard him going like, oh, you all have so much time apparently, you know, they're so bored, oh, they have no content, get a life, the whole world out there. How about you not be the person to say this? Because it doesn't apply from you. You know, you have nothing going for you. You're literally sitting in the same place you've been sitting for the past 2 years straight, vegetating and shitting yourself. Please don't tell me you get a life. That's weird.
You know, something so stupid and not your business is just not it. Okay? So, yeah. I hope we're good. So, that's the story of my conception.
Wow.
And,
I don't believe you because there wasn't enough, like, screaming and throwing up and exorcisms.
Nothing more to say. And, honestly, I'm not talking about anyone's families. I said what
Except all of the ones that you do. Constantly. Constantly. Literally, constantly. You even guess. When you get angry at random beezers in your chat, you just guess that they have children to have a go at them for being bad mothers. You just assume people have families to try and use it against them. That is how crazy you are. How many people have you talked about and talked directly about their children? It is like the first thing you go for pretty much anyone.
I said, and I haven't said anything since. I haven't put up any pictures.
And I haven't said anything since, you know, since that the video I posted, you know, 2 days ago. I haven't even done anything since that video 2 days ago, guy. I've totally moved on. Now, ignore all the community tab posts I've deleted since then. And also the fact that this video is once again bringing up her dead mom. Ignore that. I have totally moved on and I don't even talk about her family.
And I just would appreciate if people did the same. Else I guess I'll just have to try to privacy strike those people who keep coming from my family. And
you can't privacy strike them if it's not about you. There you go. You have to get your mom to privacy strike them with you. If she's using a picture of your mom that you aren't happy with, which by the way would not pass YouTube's privacy strike whatsoever, especially if she took it as a picture from one of your videos, then it's not. You're the one who released the privacy. Your mom consented to it when she was consented to be in your video. The privacy strike wouldn't work. You cannot strike on your mom's behalf, so it would have to be your parents who do that. And I don't know, maybe it'd give you a reason to finally reach out and speak to your dad for once.
And maybe get legal matters taken into it.
Wow.
And
it was only a couple of weeks ago, like, she was trying to, like, mock people for daring threaten people with, like, lawsuits. It's like, oh, you're all so lame. Oh, I'm so scared. Oh, lawsuit. I'm so scared. Oh, it's so pathetic. You're so scared. If you're, like, threatening me with a lawsuit, it means you're scared of me. Instantly, back to lawsuits.
Of course, reporting to YouTube. But
still,
I really just, it's just BS lies. It's just all BS lies.
Cool.
So I hope that you can do simple math and figure that out.
It nearly feels like a troll because she keeps saying it over and over and over again. It's like, at any point during any of the editing for this, did you go like, wait, what did I say there? Okay.
I don't know. People are reaching, but it's just sad at this point.
Bro, you're reaching for the 12-minute mark here. That's all you're doing. You're just sitting here repeating yourself over and over again. Being like, oh, could I have more mid-roll ads? Yes, I realize I'm trying to monetize the rumor of my dad being a pedo. And then I'm probably going to, later on, pretend that I give it a shit about my dad anyway.
This is a pity video. This is a pity video. I pity the person
it's pitiful,
who has to resort to that, who has to have so much hate in their heart every day that they have to.
You literally said you're going to monetize the rumor that your dad was a pedo. That was you who did that. That was you. You can't talk down to anyone for using anything for content.
Regurgitate the same crap to the same zombie audience, and they just eat the shit with a brass spoon.
Oh my god, she got so upset there. I want to see that expression there. She realized she fucked up. This exact expression when she realized she fucked up. With the gold... oh no. Gold is too nice for FFG. Brass. I won that one. It's so embarrassing when you're so petty. You had to stop yourself from saying golden spoon because you clearly were like, oh, I don't want to associate her with gold because that means she wins. It's copper. You're copper. You're third place. I'm first and also second.
That's all I can say. And that's all I'm going to say.
Again,
I just wanted to clarify that.
20th time.
Going forward, again, I'm just going to ignore what people...
Hello to all my new viewers, by the way, who definitely really exist. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed this video where I talk about the rumors of my dad being a pedo. Now, if you'd like to see my next mukbang, make sure to hit that like button. This is cringe. That's all I got to say. It's actually embarrassing that she's just like trying to act so above it, but she is like so butthurt about it. Which is, like I said, I'm not in any way on Foodie's side here. But I get it. Like, I would get being annoyed at that accusation, especially if you're saying it's not true, and the dates apparently back you up, however, then totally miscalculating your own dates. So, problem is, I come away now being like, I wonder what age they actually are. Because the fact that you messed up the age range difference so much and so easily, and also I don't really think you know anything about your dad, so I don't know. I just don't naturally assume that you would know his actual date of birth. It leads me coming away going like, I wonder if she's lying. I wonder if she's made this up. Because you wouldn't mess up if you were actually telling the truth. It's a really straightforward thing to get right if you were actually telling the truth. And the fact that she got it entirely wrong and totally got the date range that is like, oh, it's only a year and a half between them. When actually it's closer to like 2.5 years. That kind of makes me think it's a wee bit suspect. But that's going to be it, guys. Have a good one. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.